Hello and welcome to Lantern Lane Stories. Tonight's story is The Green Hill. On a cool Dublin morning, when the rain had just stopped and the stone streets were still dark with water, a child walked along a narrow lane. The city smelled like wet stone and far-off gardens. Then, beyond the old buildings, something appeared, a soft green mound, all alone in a field. An old woman sat on a bench nearby knitting something blue. "Don't go on that mound, child," she said softly. "It's been sleeping for thousands of years." "Sleeping? Hills don't sleep," the child said. "This one does," the woman smiled. "Come, sit here beside me. I'll tell you why." The child sat on the bench. A cold breeze came from the mound, carrying the smell of earth and honey. Long, long ago, before your great-great-grandparents were born, gods lived in this land. The old woman began. "Real gods like in stories?" the child asked. "More real than most stories." The woman nodded. "The Tuatha Dé Danann, the folk of the goddess Danu. They ruled the green hills and the silver rivers." The woman's hands paused in her knitting. "They had kings and queens, warriors and healers, craftspeople who could make anything. The Dagda was their greatest king. His name means the good god. He had a magic harp that could command the seasons, a cauldron that never emptied, power beyond all measure." "And they lived here?" "In Dublin," the child asked. "Across all of Ireland," the woman said. "But yes, near Dublin too, where the Boyne River flows." "There stands an ancient place called Brú na Boyne?" "The Palace of the Boyne. It's so old, more than 5,000 winters old, that it predates the pyramids in Egypt, built by hands we can no longer name." The child's eyes widened. But then one day, something changed. People came to Ireland from across the sea. The Milesians, they brought iron swords and a hunger for land. "Did the gods fight them?" the child asked. "They did. But the Milesians were determined, and the gods understood something important. The world was changing. The time of the gods was ending. So the gods made a choice," the woman said slowly, "a brave choice. They didn't die. They didn't surrender in shame. Instead, they listened to Menannan Mac Lir, the sea god, the god of twilight and magic, of the borders between worlds." "What did he tell them?" the child whispered. "He said, 'You are too powerful to vanish. But you can hide. You can transform.'" The woman pointed toward the Green Mound. Menann rose from the waves, tall as the sky, draped in mist. He wove a magical veil around all the gods. The Milesians could not see them, even when they walked right past, and as the veil wrapped around them, the gods became small. Smaller and smaller. "Not dying, not vanishing, just changing," the woman whispered. They went down into the hills under the green mounds. Each god received their own home, a mound, a hidden palace, a secret sanctuary beneath the earth. The Dagda received the most beautiful Brú na Boyne, that ancient place older than memory. A cloud moved. Sunlight fell on the mound across the field. For just a moment, it seemed to glow. "What are they called now?" "The small gods?" the child asked. "Many names," the old woman said, in the old tongue. "The Aos Sí, in your English, the fairies, the folk of the mounds, the gentle people. Do they ever come out?" The child asked. "Sometimes on certain nights. Midsummer, Samhain, some say they see lights dancing over the mounds, hear music no one played, music from the other world." The child felt the small hairs on her arms rise up. "And they're not angry about losing the world above?" The old woman smiled, a smile that made her look both very old and very young. "Oh, they didn't lose anything, they transformed it, made it secret, made it precious. They're still here, under the green in the quiet places, in the dreams of Dublin's children." The woman gathered her blue knitting and stood suddenly. "I should go. The evening is coming. Wait," the child said. "Will you come back?" But the old woman was already walking away, her blue knitting trailing behind her like a small sky falling. The child turned back to the mound, and there at the edge something glowed. A small stone, smooth and gray, with a green stripe running through it like a river. The child picked it up. It was warm, just slightly warm, like it had been sitting in the sun for hours. The child held it close and felt a gentle heartbeat. Not her own. Something ancient, something alive. The child walked home through Dublin's streets as the light began to soften. The sky turned gold, then orange, then purple. Above the city, the first stars appeared. Behind the Green Mound, settled deeper into the earth, contented. The gods were dreaming again, dreaming of silver rivers and ancient songs, dreaming of days when they walked openly, when magic was common as rain. But they were not forgotten. Not by Dublin, not by the green hills that still stood guard, and somewhere a heartbeat continued, patient, eternal, alive. And so Dublin also slowly fell asleep. Good night.